Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some banned candies that can kill.
Candy corn. Candy corn is probably one of the most hated Halloween candies out there, at least in America, according to a survey done by CandyStore.com.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever eaten candy corn. Does it just taste like corn? I'm assuming that's what it's like. It's so weird how there's so many candies that I literally haven't tried. I barely eat any sweets nowadays.
Despite its hated status, a lot of people can't celebrate Halloween without candy corn. However, these devilish candies might be more of a trick than a treat. The reason is pretty simple. It's not a very healthy candy. Well, duh, it's candy, but this particular one has some ingredients that make it even worse.
Nowadays, candies are just filled with loads of harmful chemicals. Oh my god, can that car be quiet? Every single time I film a video, something happens outside where there's a loud noise. But nowadays, candies are filled with so many chemicals and they're just rubbish. I think I drank some Lucozade a while ago and it tasted absolutely rubbish. Everything nowadays is just so processed.
You see, most of the natural ingredients that claim to be in candy corn have actually been replaced by artificial and chemical versions of them. This is mostly to reduce the cost of production and increase profit. Even brands that list real honey in their ingredients have their fair share of high sugar levels.
It's kind of weird because you don't actually know what you're eating nowadays. If you look at the ingredients of a candy or food or a drink that you're drinking or eating, it's always got these really weird chemicals. It's always got acid or nitrogen or just random things in it. I don't understand why there's so many chemicals.
A serving size of candy corn, which is about 19 pieces, contains 28 grams of sugar. But that's not the only issue. Another key ingredient, the coloring yellow number 5, has been linked to rare but sometimes severe allergic reactions and also runs the risk of being contaminated by cancer-causing substances.
Wait, did they say it can be contaminated with cancerous things? So you're basically telling me if I eat a candy corn, I'm gonna get cancer. That's a great thing to know, isn't it?
Lucas Mexican Candy. Back when it was first introduced, Lucas Mexican Candy was one of the most in-demand products from South America all over the world. However, it was also one of the most controversial ones. Lucas Mexican Candy was a unique, wildly tasty treat with odd flavor combinations. It was a chamoy, a typical blend of saltiness, sourness, and sweetness made from pickled fruits, perfect for those who liked spicy, sour candies.
I've got no idea how people can eat spicy stuff. I can't eat any spice whatsoever. If I'm getting food, it's bland, there's no spice whatsoever in it. I can't even eat a curry from a chippy or even spicy Monster Munch. If I eat anything spicy, I just feel sick.
It came in a little shaker container. Kids could sprinkle the treat on fruit or even directly into their mouths for some instant flavor burst. But that's not exactly what every kid used it for. A lot of times, Lucas Candy was seen being shaken onto the table, arranged into a line, and then sniffed.
Of course kids would do that, that's such a kid thing to do. This is literally why you can't let kids near anything. You give them something good and innocent like a candy which they're meant to eat and they end up sniffing it.
Yeah, not exactly a kid-friendly candy anymore. It immediately worried parents and the company as well. The close similarity to illicit substance use was explained away as merely the result of using the product wrong, but that didn't stop kids from doing it. This could have maybe been overlooked if it wasn't for the test results showing that the candy contained twice the amount of lead allowable by the FDA. That discovery was the straw that broke the camel's back, and Lucas Mexican Candy was banned.
So basically it had a load of lead in it and kids were sniffing it. I mean, at the end of the day, the kids probably deserve it. If they're stupid enough to sit there and sniff a sweet, I don't think they're gonna go far in life. You know, we have got a lot of stupid people in this world. We might as well just let them burn.
Lollipipe. Here is another candy that has been accused of glamorizing illicit substances, only this time it was a little more obvious. The Lollipipe was an edible candy from the late 2000s that resembled a smoking pipe, just like the ones some grown-ups use to smoke their greens.
I mean, it's obviously not a good idea to do that in a kid's candy. I'm telling you, the people who make these candies need to get fired because they're making zero sense whatsoever. You're literally giving things kids are gonna use in an inappropriate way.
One of their marketing campaigns even claimed that they were flame-proof so that they could be used over and over again. Even though they were available in a wide range of colors and were made of candy, they were never intended for kids. They were targeted at adult smokers. Lollipipes used to be sold solely online, and you had to be 18 and over to purchase one.
Okay, well that's good. At least they're actually selling them to adults. I wonder how the kids ended up getting their hands in them.
However, when the Lollipipes made their way into retail stores, the real problems began. It was candy and it had a weird shape, so obviously it interested kids, and they started asking more and more questions about it. Parents started complaining to the company that these Lollipipes were promoting bad habits to underage people. The parents were right, and the candy pipe was immediately banned from every 7-Eleven shop in Indiana. The inappropriate candy was sent back to its place online, and you can still find it there today.
Okay, so it didn't completely get cancelled, that's good. I mean, it's probably not best to put it in a shop the kids go to. Could the parents just like not tell their kids to get it? I mean, I don't think kids would like start to smoke stuff if they got that candy thing. Maybe they would, maybe they didn't. I mean, I know for a fact that I wouldn't.
Roadkill gummy candy. With so many different types of gummy candies available, it's imperative to try and stand out as much as possible. Whether it's with a funky flavor or a different color or shape, there are endless ways to make your product unique. However, there are times when maybe sticking to a regular gummy wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. This applies to the time Kraft thought they had revolutionized the world of candy by coming up with Roadkill gummy candy. This very controversial bag of gummies featured all sorts of colorful animals, from squirrels, snakes, and even chickens that had been, well, splattered.
I'm trying to figure out what's actually wrong with this. Like, at the end of the day, it is candy. I feel like this is such an American thing. Like, are American parents really complaining that, like, their kids get a splattered chicken as a sweet? Doesn't make any sense to me. It's such an American thing. Why would you complain about it?
They even had tire marks on them, just to add a little more realism. Even though these candies were meant to be fun and harmless, animal rights activists didn't seem to think so. Apparently, it was promoting the idea of injuring animals.
So eating sweets promotes injuring animals. I support animal rights people. Like, I think animals should not be slaughtered in a harmful way or kept in really bad places. But are you really gonna go after a sweet brand for this? I'm telling you, some people in this world are crazy. Like, they genuinely are deluded.
Activists claimed that by representing critters run over by cars as a fun treat, it would encourage children to be cruel to animals, and that it was sending the wrong message. After numerous lawsuits, protests, and letter-writing campaigns, Kraft had to pull the gummies from the market and sold off the remaining of their inventory.
I mean, you really don't. At the end of the day, don't listen to them. Literally, nobody thinks it's abusing animals. It's one or two people in America and the crazy ones.
Fun dip. It is fun indeed to consume an insane amount of sugar, especially when it's licked off of a candy stick. With so many fun and flavorful options, Fun Dip is the perfect way to get that tangy sugar directly into the body.
Wait, I think I've had something like this before. I've got a feeling that there's a lollipop version of this where basically you get a lollipop and put it into like the white powder and then lick it. Oh my god, did they come back with a different one to avoid getting it banned?
If you're looking for high blood pressure test results and a quick trip to the dentist, then grab a Fun Dip because this is where you're headed. A stick made of sugar dipped into a packet of more sugar doesn't exactly scream healthy. Yes, the calorie count is relatively low, but all the trouble lies in the sugar. After all, sugar accounts for about 90% of the whole candy. In one single packet, you're looking at a good 13 grams of pure sugar. At this point, you might as well just dip your tongue directly into the sugar bowl at home. It might save you a step or two.
I wonder what actually got them banned. Do you reckon kids were eating lots of them at a time? I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna have children, you have to take care of them. So if they're getting loads of these, only let them eat one.
But obviously, sugar isn't the only issue. In the past, some young and bright people have tried to make Fun Dip a little more recreational by inhaling the little powder through their noses.
What children are doing this? Like, I'm telling you right now, these children are weird. Why would a child look at an innocent sweet and try to sniff it? These children have obviously seen their parents doing stuff because this isn't normal.
Needless to say, the effects an overly sweet candy powder has on your nasal cavity are less than pleasurable. Fun Dip inhaled into the lungs, nosebleeds, and all sorts of health risks can occur, so please don't ever try this. Be satisfied with the little stick and leave it at that.
Exactly, don't sit there and sniff the stuff. These children are obviously quite dumb. Like, did their parents not teach them stuff? Imagine if these people treated cars like the way they're treating these candies. One person gets hit by a car, so all cars are banned.
Kinder Surprise. A Kinder Surprise is arguably one of the best candies out there. You get a fun and collectible toy to assemble, and you get to enjoy some tasty, creamy chocolate at the same time. Not only only are they super entertaining for kids, but they're also delicious for the adults. Well, at least that was back when they were still allowed in the United States.
I think we seen this in the last video. If I am correct, they banned them because of the little toys in the inside. Basically, children were going through and eating the toys or like swallowing them. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, at the end of the day, if your child's gonna sit there, eat a Kinder Egg and choke in the toy, they seem a bit dumb. You might want to like check on them and get them tested.
The little chocolate eggs are now banned in America because of a very old law from the 1930s. The law strictly prohibits any non-nutritional objects from being placed in any type of food. And that's exactly what Kinder Surprises are. Apparently, the little toys inside the candy could be confused by some kids as another candy, thus increasing the risks of choking.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, is the child really that stupid? What Kinder should do is, instead of having the toy inside the little egg, they should like put the eggs into little packets and have the toy beside the packet. I mean, if they do that, it'll eventually be able to be sold in America and they can make lots of money.
Three Musketeers. The Three Musketeers bar is marketed as a lighter way to enjoy chocolate. No matter how tasty and creamy it might be, this statement is simply not true. In fact, it's probably the complete opposite. The Three Musketeers bar might have fewer calories than the regular candy bar, but what it lacks in calories, it compensates for in other departments. To put this into perspective, one single Three Musketeers bar contains a whopping 9 teaspoons of sugar, which is almost more sugar than 3 Krispy Kreme donuts.
That's actually kind of scary. Like, how much sugar is in the things we eat? I know I said at the start of the video that I've been really good with like my diet and I haven't ate lots of sweets and chocolate. I was at a wedding recently and I ate some sugary things. I wonder how much sugar I consumed in that night.
Oh, and it's also higher than the American Heart Association's recommended daily sugar intake. This one bar would blow your whole sugar budget for the day. Imagine giving this to a kid. But sugar isn't even the only concern. A high amount of both trans fats and saturated fats are found in the Three Musketeers bar. These two fats are to be avoided at all costs, and yet here they are in a candy bar we all love and enjoy.
So basically, the candy bar is just really bad for you. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, press the big red subscribe button, and yes, I'll see you all in my next video.